As you move through a relationship with a narcissist, it becomes obvious that they're pretty jealous of you. They can become clearly resentful and even hate things about you. There are things about us that a narcissist does simply adore, however. In this video, I want to talk about what these qualities are and how we can work on it, because none of them are actually very good. Number 1, you have no standards. Standards are easy, but also not. We have standards that are exactly where they should be when someone shows interest in us, but we have no desire for them. It's easy to say, ew, no, get out of here. When we like somebody, though, a lot of times for a lot of people, those standards go right out the window. This is especially true when we are being love bombed by a narcissist. This person seems so into us that we begin to let our guard down and do things that might seem quite out of character for us. In a lot of cases, our standards just completely vanish. It's important to have a heart-to-heart with yourself about what qualities, values, characteristics, etc., you want from somebody, and hold every single person to that standard, whether you are attracted to them or not. No matter how much we like somebody or want this person to like us, standards need to be maintained throughout with every single person. Number 2, you have no boundaries. It goes hand in hand with standards. We need a firm grasp on what our boundaries are. What are deal breakers? Things that nobody is allowed to do to us. Things that are unforgivable. I won't go on about this too much because standards, boundaries, we get it. Got to have both of them. Super important. And narcs love it when we don't. Number 3, you don't give consequences. Once you know what your standards are, boundaries, that's great. But now you have to do something with them. And if you're dealing with somebody highly narcissistic, chances are you're not. All people will push your buttons. It's human nature. We've all gotten an inch and tried to take a mile at some point. And with a narcissist, this is ramped up and it pretty much never stops. Constant. They try to get you to lower your standards. They'll push you past your boundaries, and there has to be a consequence for it. Did they lie? Cheat? Steal, whatever. Okay, what did you do about that? Was there a punishment for a line being crossed with you? There probably wasn't. If there was, it wasn't probably of much consequence. I think it was Dr. Phil who said, "We teach people how to treat us." I'm not sure who he stole the line from, but the point is, it's true. When I was cheated on, I confronted, I cried, I got angry, I blew up like a can of hot air, and then that was it. I didn't leave, I didn't distance myself. In fact, I tried harder to get his attention back on me. There was no consequence. In fact, there was a reward. This happens a lot, rewarding bad behavior. Everyone needs an understanding of your standards and your boundaries. There is no need to be aggressive about it. You can let people know that you don't appreciate certain things, but if that line is continuously crossed, a consequence needs to happen. Otherwise, you teach people that it's okay to do to you what they were doing, and they will continue to do so. A consequence needs to be something, however, that you are prepared to deliver. If your consequence for cheating is to leave this person, as an example, you have to make damn sure you can follow through on that. And if you discover that you're being cheated on, you leave. Otherwise, you teach somebody like a narcissist that the behavior is not okay, but you're not actually going to do anything about it. You're not going to leave them. It's nothing that they can't handle. Never think that a narcissist sees kindness or forgiveness as anything but weakness. If you would like to talk one-on-one about a narcissistic relationship that you're in right now, or maybe you are still working on getting over a relationship like this, you can email BookAChatWithJess@gmail.com to set up private chats and coaching with me if you feel you need it. Number 4, you give too many chances. This one can be tough because we all have different breaking points, but really, how many times should you forgive somebody for things like lying, cheating, not keeping their promises, stealing, so on and so forth? The answer is not very many, far less than we do give. The key here is actions speak louder than words. Are you hearing "I'm sorry" 100 times, but there's no change in the behavior? Then they aren't very damn sorry, are they? I have forgiven a lot of people for a lot of things, but they do not keep getting to do the same thing to me over and over again. Sometimes things and people do need to be forgiven, sure, but I can forgive you and still keep it moving. I can accept what's happening, but know that you don't have a place in my life because this is not going to happen again and again and again, regardless of whether or not you're sorry. And somebody continuing to do the same unacceptable behavior, they're not sorry. So you forgive if you can. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you still keep it moving. I have spoken many times about how I have forgiven the narcissist that I dealt with for what he put me through, and I have. However, it doesn't mean I will ever have anything to do with him ever again. Number 5, you overlook red flags and accept low standards. Not only has this happened to me, but I've heard this from clients. I've even found it in blogs that narcissists say sneaky little things to get you to lower your standards and accept the low standards that they are offering you. And things that seem kind of innocuous at the time, they don't really mean anything. It's something that might just be said in passing or conversation. Things like, well, I never apologize. Or when I get mad, I don't text you for a while. I don't reach out to you. Or if you want to see me, then you'll be the one who reaches out. Just little things like that most of us blow off or even go, oh, that seems kind of weird, but then you just don't think much of it and you keep going. However, it is teaching us to expect very, very little from this person. And that's all they have to give and all they're gonna give. Now you know they don't apologize. Now you know they're not going to call you or you have to chase them. And if you continue to carry on with this person, having heard that information, you have now accepted those low standards. If someone says to you, well, I'm never going to apologize, or I'm not a person who apologizes, and you continue on with the friendship, the relationship, you have now accepted those standards. And you can't be mad later when you feel an apology is due you and you don't get one. And someone narcissistic will be very quick to point out, well, I told you I don't apologize, so what's your problem? They're essentially saying, I've already stated this to you. I've already told you I don't do this. You accepted it. What's your problem now? We're finding these red flags. We are finding these low standards, and we're just accepting them and moving forward. Number 6, you defend them and yourself. When the narcissist acts out of line, a lot of victims are quick to make a defense for this person and offer up excuses for incredibly juvenile behavior. When I was being treated badly, hell, I defended the man to myself. Well, he's just having a bad day. Don't be so hard on him. Don't be so judgmental. Blah, blah, bullshit, blah. We can also defend ourselves, much to our detriment. If we have a conversation with this person about a lie that they told us, for example, they will, in true narcissistic fashion, blame shift and tell you that you're the liar. All of this is your fault. And most of the time, this does exactly what it's intended to do, and we jump into defense mode. I don't lie to you. What are you talking about? Here, you can look at, through my phone. I didn't do these things. I didn't say this. Why would you say this about me? On and on and on. Now you're standing there upset and defending yourself to the narc, and the narcissist is off the hook as you plead with them to see that you aren't the liar, which they already know, because if you did half of the shit to them that they accuse you of doing, they would have moved on by now, but they're still with you. As always, this isn't every bad habit, of course, and how you can fix it. So tell me what I missed down in the comments. And if you can share solutions to these bad habits that narcs just love, feel free to share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. The good news about all this, though, is it can be worked on. We don't have to carry on these bad habits. We can adjust these things to where it doesn't happen anymore. Thank you so much for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Have a great day, Survivor, and take care of yourself.